Well, whether as a guilty pleasure or a downright obsession, plenty of us indulge in a little reality TV from time to time, or a lot. And we've all seen the headlines when the on-screen drama spills into the real world.
Whether you're a fan or a critic, questions abound over just how these shows get made. Olivia Rovazio-Bangard is a former reality TV producer turned podcast host, and she is spilling the secrets. Good morning to you, Olivia.
Good morning. How are both of you? I'm so thrilled to be here. Thanks for having me.
So you worked as a producer 7 years in the US across lots of our favourite shows, including Dancing with the Stars, American Idol. We've all heard of those shows. For the uninitiated, what does a reality TV producer do?
Yeah, I mean, we're really responsible for making a show that an audience will want to watch at home. So everything from creative to logistics. So like the restaurant you see the cast film in, the activities we have them do on camera, and then, of course, like following and helping form those storylines that ultimately make for a show that, you know, viewers want to watch at home.
OK. Now, older series like America's Next Top Model and The Biggest Loser have made a lot of headlines recently, accused of mistreatment of contestants, right? From your time in the industry, modern productions taking better care of the cast, do you think?
I think absolutely, and that documentary is so hard to watch now, and unfortunately I think there's probably 100 more shows from that time that we could look at with a rearview mirror and hope that we did so much better. I do think we've put so many more safety nets in place for the cast and the crew who are on these shows now, and I hope that documentaries like this can help us continue to look at the processes that we have and, you know, ensure we're doing the best that we can for the people that are going through this process now.
Yeah. Let's talk about the so-called villain edit. Some contestants feel that they're shown in an unfavourable light. So is that intentionally done?
You know, with any story, you do need someone to root for and someone to maybe not root for. So is it intentionally done? Yes, in some ways, but you can't make someone a villain who doesn't have some villainous behavior. You know, we don't pin someone at the beginning and say, you're the villain, no matter what happens, we're going to make you look terrible. Like that is absolutely not what's happening. But if someone is showing a bit of villainous behavior, are we going to lean into it? I have to admit yes to that.
Hey, what about the interviews we see throughout the episodes, right? It sort of feels like the contestants are reacting to what they're seeing in real time, what's going on in the story. How do you make that work?
Yeah, and some people think we actually show them the clips, which I totally get, but logistically would be pretty challenging. And it's also tough to watch a clip of yourself and not just stare at yourself. Like I know when I take a group photo and someone turns it around and says, hey, is it a good photo? The only thing I'm looking at is myself. So, you know, I totally get it. And it's really distracting for cast because they say, oh, actually, I don't like that top, how it looks on me. And I actually wish that you guys didn't edit it this way. Can you change it? So they get super distracted. So we don't show them clips. Instead, we really have a trust and a relationship with them, and we help walk them through what they were experiencing in that moment to kind of, you know, put their bodies back into it and help bring the audience into what they were feeling during that time. Like I'm sure you guys had plenty of this on your time on Dancing with the Stars.
But you must say, Jane, did you know that this is what Ricky said about you? And you must have to, you know, reiterate the conversation. Did you know she said this about you? Yeah?
Yes, you do that. And I think when you're, you know, are you strategically revealing something that they don't know can be a question. But for the most part, you're really just trying to remind them of the scene that they filmed, what they were feeling at the time, and kind of how you see things shaping up as happening.
OK, now we've got to ask you about Dancing with the Stars because you're speaking to two former contestants now who have both had their former producers shipped off to Finland so they could never talk.
never seen them again.
Working in Costco, apparently. You have some predictions for the next season in the American Dancing with the Stars.
Yes. I mean, I have predictions and hopes and dreams. My number one wish would be Britney Spears. Like, I would love to see her come back and have her own narrative and tell a story in her own way that I think would be amazing. But I think Hilary Duff is a big contender for this season. I think she would be really interesting. We'd all love to see her recreate her infamous morning show dance, I think, with the Dancing with the Stars spin. I think one of the Backstreet Boys is also a likely scenario. They're on a big tour. They're promoing, so like I could see a Nick Carter signing on for that. And then I'd also love to see Martha Stewart. Dancing with the Stars, at least in the US, they like to cast someone with like a tiny bit of a criminal background, but like not a scary one.
Just a quick question too. Like, do the networks go and pursue? How does it work? Is there a whiteboard with 1,000 names on it? They're talking to managers, or a manager's coming to the network saying, "I've got someone for you." How does it work?
Yeah, I think it's on Dancing with the Stars, it's a bit of both. I think they're actively getting pitched people all the time. And also Dina Katz, who leads the casting for that show and is amazing. And I think they've done such a fantastic job turning that show around in the past few seasons, is actively reaching out to, who they think is the best. So maybe it'll be Martha Stewart. Let's hope.
When you say a tiny little bit of a criminal past, remember there was that contestant did it with the ankle bracelet on.
Yes, exactly.
And I think that's
yes, Anna Delvey, I think. But I think that's that's one of those boxes that I think is fun for them to tick off, along with a nostalgic person and a young influencer. They kind of try to get a spectrum for everyone.
Yeah. You've launched your own podcast about all the behind the scenes of reality. Tell us about it. It's called Live, Olivia, Live on Air.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I chat about, things like this, how these reality shows are really made, everything from deep dives of like how we do interviews. Is that doctor on TV actually real or is it an actor? We talk about all of that. And then I also talk about shows that are currently on and kind of the behind the scenes of production that I think is happening with them. So it's very fun. So if any of this is remotely interesting to you, I highly recommend it.
It's very, very interesting to us. Lovely to talk to you this morning. If you ever want to know anything about behind the scenes of Australian TV, we've already blocked you on social media, so you can't find us.
Perfect.
We call it a safety measure.